feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.
Welcome to the post-show wrap-up of the Shrimp Tank, coming to you from the Business Accelerant Studio. I'm Brad Berger, along with my co-host Dan Whedon, and our guest today is Greg Biersack with Reach Dental Equipment Service. We just had a fun and intriguing conversation with Greg. To listen to the entire podcast, visit shrimptankpodcast.com/Seattle, or now through iHeartRadio. You can still subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, and we are always interested in your feedback, so please do not forget to rate us. So Greg, what exactly is Reach's value proposition?
So we really have a value proposition for both the technicians that join us as well as for the dentist. And when I think about the value proposition for the dentist, to me there's really several things that are important. Number one is the relationship with the technician. That it's unusual that a dentist could use the same technician all the time. And that's something that we want to be able to have. Next thing is really proactive. We talked a little bit about preventive maintenance, and we want to make sure that our clients know that we're trying to prevent their equipment from breaking down. Probably the final thing is that to make the process really easy for dentists. Sometimes getting service help can be a real challenge, and for us, we want to make it so that it's as easy as really just hitting a couple buttons on a web app.
Well, Greg, you just mentioned the technicians, and during the podcast, which you should go back and listen to, you talked at length about how important the technicians are, and you have an innovative approach to how you work with your technicians that's really different and unique. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, for us, we wanted something where the technicians felt like they had this real sense of ownership with the company. And so all the pieces that we set up with the company give them this sense of ownership. Their ability to be able to be rewarded directly for the service that they do gives them that sense of ownership. The more that they produce, the more successful they are, the more relationships that they can maintain with clients, the more they're going to be rewarded. And so creating an environment where they have this sense of ownership within the company is really important.
Well, I know you mentioned, Greg, that you're in an expansion mode and you're looking for the best, and the brightest technicians that are out there. What exactly would it mean to a technician who would be considering Reach as their next landing spot?
So for a technician that would consider coming to Reach, our goals for them is that they can achieve income that is really only limited by their hard work. And so I'll give you an example. Within the industry, most of the technicians are hourly employees. And an hourly employee within the industry that's at the top end is probably going to make about 65 to 75 grand. And for us, a technician who's at the top end with Reach, they can make 130 to 140 grand. Now, that's dependent upon them putting in that effort to create something. But because there is no ceiling, the opportunity is really incredible for them. And that's what we wanted. We wanted a company where those technicians have a chance to be really successful. And the opportunity for us to be able to share this and allow technicians all over the country to be able to do it is really exciting for us.
Well, Greg, we want to thank you for joining us. How can our listeners get in touch with you?
So if they want to get in touch with us, go to reachforservice.com, and our website will tell you everything you need to know.
Well, once again, this is just a taste of what you can expect by listening to the entire podcast. Visit shrimptankpodcast.com/Seattle or listen to us now on iHeartRadio. You can also subscribe to our podcast on iTunes. We'd love to hear from you, so please do not forget to rate us. Thanks to all of our Shrimp Peeler sponsors and to you, our listeners and followers.
Our next show and the last of 2019 and the last of this decade will be on December 4th from the Business Accelerant Studio, when our guest will be Matt Oxberger with Nepsis Capital Management. You'll want to join us then. But for today, the hay is in the barn.
I've been feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond, and the shrimp tank.